President of the Commission, Mr. Godby, and all the code officer, Mr. Ray Perry, and also Mr. Weiss, Bill Weiss, for all they've done for taking Roger's place, for coming here. I also am certainly, this is a fulfillment of a dream I've always had for a long time. My father used to work on this road here, and that even when I was in college coming back from the seminary, I'd see him working out here after work at coal mines. And I always thought, well, they ought to name that street something. I always thought maybe someday, and of course this is the day. So we're really proud and happy to have this happen. And of course, it wouldn't have happened if it hadn't been for three special people. And the first one is Commissioner Willie Akers. So everybody in the nation knows as a basketball player and coach, and everybody in West Virginia definitely knows, and everybody in Logan is very well known. He's very well known here, of course, that he couldn't be here. But anyway, he was personally involved with this in the beginning, and he's the first one we approached, and he told us to talk to Roger Bryant, and that's where we went. And so Roger Bryant, of course, Roger Bryant, I'll tell you more later about him, but he was the second person we want to honor today, and he is, of course, the longtime neighbor and friend, and his family, the famous Jenny Wilson, who was the famous violinist, lived at the end of the street here on the right. Huh? Banjo. Oh, banjo. I thought that was, sorry. But anyway, she was famous with folk music in West Virginia. And of course, she was related to Roger. And they're all, and of course, we have a bunch of them here today. We have Brenda and Beverly and Larry over here. And anybody else I missed? Is the part of the family?
Roger's wife.
Oh, wow. God, I didn't recognize.
That's okay.
This is Daddy Bryant. Now, a very special person too, and I don't know how I missed her. But anyway, I don't want to miss anybody, because that's what you do when you're doing this sort of thing. But spur of the moment and off the head stuff. But I certainly am glad that you came and you all came, because we are indebted to you people. We are especially indebted to Roger, because he, like I say, he's been a long time. He was the executive director of the Logan County Office of Emergency Management. That's a long term, so I had to read that one. For 35 years. And of course, he began that with one, I think just one little cubby hole with two little tables you pull down like ironing boards. And that's his office. But he started with one. Now it's got 75 employees, and I don't know how many amateurs, 50 amateurs. I saw a bunch of them down there the other day. But anyway, it's become a very big thing, and of course we're proud of that. And he couldn't be here. He was our first MC, and then Remy Barker, who became the owner. We want to pray for him, as Senator Art said, and we want to keep him in our prayers, because he's the governor's right-hand man. He's the senior advisor to the Governor Tomlin. Anyway, Roger received the Lifetime Achievement Award Friday night, and we happened to. We're elated that we were there for that, and we were really proud of him. And because he lived in the same house with us, I'll mention that later. But anyway, he also, well, so like I said, we're elated that we were there. Now the third person is Marilyn Crosby, who was the 911 director of Logan County, and she was the one who did the mapping check and got the okay for naming the street, and was instrumental in getting the sign erected here. And she also said if anybody tears it down, she'll replace it. But that's great too to know. But anyway, she called to let us know about this in October of 2012. And so we're really proud of her and glad she helped us. And she called, she couldn't be here either, because she already had previous plans. Well, we want to congratulate the Logan Emergency Ambulance Service Authority, which for years, all these 35 years, has been taking care of people in Logan County, and every household at one time or another is going to use their services. And these people are very nice. We stopped there the other day, we had to stop and get something, and they were very nice to us. Very wonderful people. And that's what, of course, was Roger's recipe for his success down there. All the wonderful people that work there and live, and you ought to meet them. They're wonderful people. They don't just work for pay. They work for love of God and love of country and love of people. And you can tell that when you meet one of them. If you get a chance to do that, you should. Well, now, I do want to point out one thing that you mentioned is that my father was a hard worker, but and he was a he as he came from Hungary, as as has been related to or spoken about, and he was a hard worker. He loved being a coal miner. I mean, he did not want to be a boss. He was a union man. He signed up people on the union. He took chances. He went out on the railroad at night and signed up people. But you young people may not know that was a very dangerous thing to do, especially if the company president knew about it. You could lose your job, and he had 4 kids to support. So it was very dangerous. But he was a very brave guy. I'll talk about that later at the dinner. But anyway, and my mother was born of Hungarian parents up in Erling, West Virginia. And she worked at the G.C. Murphy store, as I said, the dime store. And she took pride in that, and she was a hard worker, as many of you who ever worked with her knew. She'd get up at 4 o'clock and did the laundry, and there was no automatic wash and dryer, and hung the wash out. Many stories we could say, but it was a hard life back in those days for coal miners' wives. And she was a hard worker, really, God bless her. And so they took pride in it. They didn't shy away from it or complain. Never heard them complain about a thing. And the one thing I want to say about this house down here, the back of that house, from behind that shanty, from the last part of that shanty, all the way over to that fence over there, that was all a big hole about 8 feet deep. And my dad filled that in with about 15 truckloads of sand and slate and dirt. And as you can see, you can't back a truck back there, so they had to dump that slate and stuff right in the front. And he wheelbarrowed all that back there after working at the mines all day, every night. He did that, so driving all the way to Bear Mountain and back. So you get some idea of what kind of hard-working people they were. I mean, it's amazing. We were working back there one time, and I went to pick up a rock, and he said, "You can't pick that up." I said, "No, it's too heavy." He went over and picked it up later. I said, "Oh God, I thought I was strong." But anyway, that's the kind of people they were, and God, we love it. We love them, and we are glad we're dedicating this time today to them. So I would like Mr. Godby, the commissioner, step forward, please, and then LaDonna Blankenship. Okay, great. On behalf of the Sazy family on this joyous occasion, we want to present a contribution to the Logan County Commission for $5,000 to be designated to the Logan County Rescue Squad Auxiliary in honor of the 3 wonderful people we just talked about, and in memory of Mike and Agnes Sazy. I also want to thank again Art Kirkendall and all the distinguished guests we have here. I'm not going to miss one of them this time. I've got them all numbered. President Danny Godby, who's right here, Donna Blankenship, Bill Weiss, Deputy Director of Logan County Office of Emergency, and Ray Perry, Logan County Code Enforcement Officer, back there. And we really appreciate you guys coming out here today. It's really an honor to us. I mean, I can't express how much it makes me feel. I'm choking up now because I really feel emotional about this. But anyway, I really want to love the neighbors. I want somebody else I need to talk about, and that's Larry and Beverly. Will you step forward, please? These 2 people took care of my parents, and everybody here who's got old people who are dying and need care, and what they got to go through in nursing homes and all this stuff, and how much it costs. But these 2 people took care of our parents for 7.5 years. They were at their beck and call. Everything they wanted to do, these 2 were at their beck and call. And I think we'll give them a great hand because I really love these guys. They really are great. And we'll never forget these 2 people. They're really outstanding individuals. And they're God-fearing people. And it's the love of God they have in their hearts that gives them the strength to do all they do. And this lady over here, I don't know, but this whole thing wouldn't be possible without her. She's in the background doing all the little details with my wife down there. But they've all worked hard to get this to be a very special occasion. And I'm glad it has turned out to be that. And you have made it a special occasion, all of you turning out here. And I really appreciate your taking the time to come here. Some from a long way, like Sandy, came all the way back. Where's the Portsmouth? Ireton. Yeah. So that's a long way. And of course, my nephews came